pretty good finish in the June race here. Ended up finishing 16th, and he'll be one of those guys I named off a while ago, including 8 drivers that'll be going over to Iowa. And he goes into the Nationwide Series race over there, 5th in the points. Paul was 29th in the hour-and-a-half practice session we had a little earlier today.
Menard will be followed by Clint Boyer, David Rudiman, and Denny Hamlin. Hamlin, a 4-time winner here at Pocono.
You know, we just had Scott Speed qualify, and we were talking about him. When you look back at the first 4 or 5 races, the way the 82 of Scott Speed and this 98 of Paul Menard started the season off, you went, boy, they are really going to have a good, solid season. But they got about 4 or 5 races into it and just kind of fell off the map.
Menard finished 14th at Indy after starting 26th.
Now he's going to be 10th at a 53.44, just in front of Carl Edwards and Matt Kenseth.
Larry, you're right. They were off to a quick start, but I think it's important to mention that Menard 23rd in points, 10 spots ahead of where he was at this time last year. And
I think, you know, that's what you have to look at is just is whether it's baby steps or big steps, is making sure that each year, in defense of Richard Petty Motorsports, just look at everything they went through late in the game last year, making the switch from Dodge to Ford, making the swap from Statesville over to Concord as far as shops. There were a lot of things going basically from a 3-car team to a 4-car team. There were a lot of things that happened to Richard Petty Motorsports in a short period of time.
Larry, look here right quick. Turn 1, a lot of sun in that part of the racetrack. But I looked at the other end about where the tunnel turn is, all the way back into turn 3. Looky here, total shade right now. The clouds are really covering turn 3. Could be a big benefit for these guys. Once again, we've been talking about the track temperature. I know when we started qualifying, track temperature was around 112 degrees. This is going to help a lot, give these guys some speed through that part of the racetrack.
Yeah, you can see it right there as Clint Boyer in his 33 car comes through there to take the green flag.
Jeff Gordon can hang on to the pole position and be his 69th career pole.
You know what was interesting about that race at Indy last week is Clint Boyer had a good run. Greg Biffle had a good run. But the problem is everybody in that 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th range, all of them had a good run, so it was hard to separate yourself much.
Larry, don't look now, but he got through the tunnel turn, and he is on a pole run. Turn 3 is going to be pivotal here for Clint Boyer.
Yeah, we talked to him earlier. His lap in that practice session.
Oh, he's getting loose. He's getting loose. He's getting loose. Ah, he had such a great lap going.
But I'm not believing he saved it.
Damn near lost it right there.
You're right, big guy. You just about did.
No, not damn near. You did.
He just didn't hit anything.
Yeah.
But he had a great run going, and just, you know, turn 3.
Good job. Good save.
Has been the Achilles heel for everybody. Denny Hamlin spun out off of turn 3 earlier in that practice session. You'll see he goes down the short chute, turns it off into turn 3. He's right there on that fresh part of asphalt. But he also had the left side wheels a little bit lower and that's what Denny Hamlin told us in an interview. I had my left side wheels out of that fresh piece of asphalt, and it just broke loose.
And almost like it turned in too good, and he got down below that, like Larry said, left rear tire, no grip, and around the car came. Like I say, great save by him. I know it's not going to be good for qualifying. He's 16th quickest right now, but the good thing is he's not going to a backup car.
We'll catch our breaths and come back. Jimmy Johnson can't believe he saved it either. Hamlin, Montoya, and Ambrose coming up. 11th of 18 drivers who have qualified here at Pocono. Well, tomorrow history will be made as the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series battles here for the first time. Series' biggest names fighting to get back into championship contention. Don't miss the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series live from Pocono tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern here on Speed as we watch Denny Hamlin, 4-time winner here at Pocono.
He's got a couple more quarters to go, but he seems to be on a pretty good run now. Turns it off into turn 2, the tunnel turn. Car wiggled just a little bit there.
Didn't slow him down, though.
that ever important flat turn 3 that just goes forever and ever and ever. Boy, it's going to be awfully, awfully close, but I believe he's going to do it. Yes, 52.82 beats Jeff Gordon by a 1/10 of a second, puts him on the stop. And there goes the Jeff Gordon notes.
Poor Russell. It's the curse of Russell.
Yep.
Every time he prepares some pole position notes.
It's been happening a lot here lately. I'm telling you, when
Sorry,
those guys
Jeff.
in the garage area find out about it,
Sorry to Jeff Gordon.
we'll put a stop to it.
Yep. So Denny Hamlin at a 52.82. That's 170.371 miles per hour.
You talked about his 4 wins here. He has completed 1,688 laps at Pocono. He has led almost 500 of those laps, right at about 28, 29%.
30%. Wow. Juan Pablo Montoya had a heartbreaking Sunday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 2nd year in a row. Let's take a look at what happened.
It sat on the pole, led 86 laps, got put back in the field with about 20 laps to go. Just got in too hot into turn 4, hits the wall, goes across the racetrack, and nowhere for Dale Earnhardt Jr. to go. And for the 2nd year in a row at the Brickyard 400, the man that just dominated the field walks away with not a whole lot to talk about. A lot to talk about, just not a whole lot to show for it.
His teammate won the race, but all things being equal, he would have preferred to have been the guy that went to victory lane.
Well, remember, Chip Ganassi said that a year ago that 20 minutes after all that happened, after the race was over with, it was all forgotten. Just real curious if this is going to happen again this week, because so far he's looking pretty fast over the tunnel turn out of the turn 3.
Boy, he got off the tunnel turn really good. I mean, he's a 1/10.5 better than Denny Hamlin right now if he doesn't overdrive turn 3. I mean, the way this lap is going, he may be down in the 52.60s.
He has 7 starts here. He's never started better than 7th until now. 171.096 miles per hour, 52.60.
That kind of helps to heal some hurt feelings after what happened in Indianapolis. And we talked about the track temperature early on, about 112 degrees. And Bob Dillner, what's the track temperature looking like now? Because that might be helping a lot of these guys go faster.
Well, track temperature is actually down to 103 degrees right now, really cooling off down here. Maybe it helped Denny Hamlin, but I'm not so sure, because you've had a fast car all day, and you told us earlier that it wasn't handling good. Is it still fast and not handling good?
Still not there. I mean, I told him the time might look okay, but we got some work to do. Which the most encouraging thing is as bad as this thing's handling right now, we got some speed out of it, and that's opposite of what we usually are. So I have no doubt that tomorrow we're going to fine-tune this thing. We'll have something good.
That's pretty incredible. That fast, yet it's not a good race car.
Yeah, but the thing I want to say about this guy right here in this team, they've got a fast race car. Every week. They just cannot, for one reason or the other, sometimes self-inflicted, seal the deal.
Juan Pablo Montoya at a 52.60 is the quickest of 20 drivers who have qualified. Did Kyle Busch beat him? Sorensen 18th of 21 drivers who have qualified. Juan Pablo Montoya the quickest at a 52.60 as we watch Marcus Ambrose. Let's go back to Bob Dillner with Juan Pablo.
Well, Steve, Juan Pablo Montoya and I have been talking about his best qualifying effort here, and how important would it be for you to start on the front row?
I think it'd be huge. I think track position is huge. This track Indy the same way, so I'm pretty happy. You know, we got a little bit different approach this week on what we've been doing on the car. I know Indy would run really good, but for some reason we always run good there, so it's not, you know, this Target Chevy's been amazing. And I want to thank all the guys. You know, I know that one car won last week, but everybody as well on the 40G crew is doing a really good job. You know, last week we really hadn't covered all day, and just one little mistake. But, you know, as I always told them, we win together, we lose together, so it's good.
Juan pointed out to me his best qualifying effort here, a 6th a couple of years ago.
But this is a track, Bob, that he struggled at when he first started running in the Sprint Cup Series, but he finished second